Oh, we live already? Where
Hey,
Alicia at?
Alicia, where you at? Okay, sorry guys, we had a little technical difficulty going on, but we are back. We are back. Hold on. Let's see. Yep,
Is Alicia coming?
she might take a minute.
It's
Give
not
us.
on your page,
Yes,
y'all.
it is.
No,
It's right here.
no.
Oh, Alicia. Okay, there she. She said, "I'm here." We on, girl. Bring her in, Koya. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't know
Sorry,
what
guys.
happened.
We don't know what happened. We had a little technical situation. No,
Elizabeth's here.
she is.
She's in the
Oh, yeah.
backstage.
Okay, hold
Oh,
on,
she
Liz.
nice.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Liz, because our production manager Koya got to bring you on. So you were saying what about
Are we in the same
Oh,
line?
she's trying. He's trying to replicate his marriage, his parents' marriage with him in Virginia. One, he's not his dad, so that's not even possible. And Virginia is definitely not his mother. So to make her try to be his mom is just not going to work. And I think that's where his rigidness comes from. One, he is controlling as
Yeah.
all get out, and I think that's just a way of protecting himself from getting cheated on. Um, but but yeah, he gotta create his own journey with his wife if he really wants this to work. But that's
Right.
still up in the air. I don't know if he really wants this to work
So let me ask you
like
this
that.
question. So when we look at what is proper when we look at our parents' marriages? Like, what
Mm-hmm.
is proper in looking at it and wanting, especially if we feel it was good,
Yeah,
like wanting that, like where's the balance in that?
I think the balance is knowing and seeing what worked, like what worked for them,
Uh-huh.
and one, checking in with your spouse to see, if that's even something they want in their marriage. They may not even want the things that you've observed in your parents' marriage. Like, this is the type I want. My parents were together for, his parents were together, what, 39 years, almost 40 years. Like, he wants something similar to that, and I think needs to be more specific when communicating that, and if you want that with your spouse. But again, you also want your spouse didn't live in the household with you, and they're going to have their own ideas, so it's going to be some compromise. You got to have some compromise about what your union is going to look like.
Right.
It's not going to be an exact carbon copy of your parents' relationship. You have to take in um, those things, and also to have a real conversation with your parents about if they will allow you to see, like, what lessons they learned in their marriage to get where they are,
Can I
and
ask
that they're
you,
still learning.
since you are the married one out of us, if it's too much, you could tell me you don't want to answer, just
Oh,
answer
no.
whatever. But did you want to take, or did you want to take, and then yes or no, and then what did you take from your parents' marriage or their
Mm.
relationship, or because I don't know if they
Mhm.
were, I don't know what the dynamic was, but is that something that you wanted to like glean from, or you were like, I'm doing my own thing when it's my
I
parents?
wanted to, yeah, I think I was kind of, I guess I grew up in the 90s, so I wanted to do a little ditty. I wanted to do like a remix. I wanted to definitely have like some of the foundations of my parents' marriage. But I also wanted things to, I learned, I observed. I'm one of those people who like to people watch. I can go to a park and be amused all day. So I observed and truly like look to see, like, okay, that's cool, but I want to kind of do this instead. But even though I wanted to make some transitions, I still, like, instinctively, not even being conscious and making the decision, there were certain things that I was like, my parents did this, so we should do this. And I had to do the check of, yeah, but this isn't your parents' marriage. This is this is you and your husband's marriage.
So how did
And
you feel having to, LeBron being like, wait a second, like that's cool, but what about
like,
what about our
yeah,
traditions?
yeah, and it kind of I actually embraced the journey because I like it kind of spoke to my creative side. So I was like, oh, we can kind of do some more stuff. We can create memories together, and it doesn't have to be the same thing.
Right.
It doesn't have to be. Is it hard? That part, it depends. I would say it depends. It depends on like the foundational stuff. So like for Eric and Virginia, this, and even Ryan and Claire, this foundation of like, because I don't think Eric has like spoken too much about it, but there's definitely like some religious, for sure, and traditional like gender roles and things like that. And I think Ryan has come from that same like background, and Claire and Virginia are not at all. So those like traditional stuff, if you don't, you got to have like those hard conversations to make that adjustment. That part is the hard part. The little stuff, the fun stuff, I should say, not little, but the fun stuff, because I was saying my example, that would be like Christmas Eve traditions, which isn't little. It's fun. Like that's a fun thing, and figuring out what you guys want to do, like as a family, to create those memories for you guys. But those straight up traditional stuff, that those things that are like a core value issues, that's the hard work stuff.
Right. Can we bring E-Dub on real quick, Koya?
What up, though? She go.
Hey, y'all.
Yes.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, E-Dub? What up, though?
Man.
So this class will be on for a second, and then we'll probably pop you back off and maybe bring you back on, okay?
Okay.
So what you got to add to the conversation?
Y'all, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about these couples this season. I have been wondering if somehow the pandemic, nobody's in their normal state, right? And nobody anywhere is in their normal state, like during this pandemic.
Absolutely.
And these couples are really having a hard time. Like, I'm wondering how much of it is fuel. Because if you notice, they also don't talk about the pandemic, like, at all. Right?
What? Right.
Absolutely.
But they living in it just like we are. And so I'm wondering what role that's playing and just adding to the stressful environment that already has to be there when you marry a stranger in front of cameras, So that's one thing I've been thinking about. The second thing I've been thinking about is, what's the pilot's name? What's his name again?
Eric.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric has a really mean side. Like, he has a really mean side and some control issues. And like you all were saying, like, I think that there's something if someone's been cheated on over and over again, that's going to have an impact. And clearly that's having an impact on him. But he has like this side. I'm glad they are in front of cameras, right? Because I fear for Virginia. Is that her name?
Really?
I fear for her safety. Because he just seems like he was snap. He seems like, like he would throw on a trench coat, if stuff got bad.
That's what Jen said.
Oh, I missed that. And like, go blow up a spot. You know what I'm saying?
The first
broadcast, I said that. I said he looks like somebody that will kill her and have her in the freezer and be on the news. Like, where's my wife? He looks like that.
Right. And just so that's not cool. Chris, I don't even want to utter his name. I don't even want to give that name like energy. I mean, this poor woman is being gaslit on national TV. And I'm not saying that there are things that she isn't seeing or whatever. That is what it is. But I want to focus. I don't even want to talk about Chris. Now, Comb Over Ryan, is that his name? Comb Over?
Yes, Comb Over Ryan.
We got a couple things going on. I'm not going to touch on identity politics. I'm not going to go in terms of how he But in terms of his relationship with his wife, I really, what y'all were saying about like maybe he's a virgin or maybe he has like other interests on the spectrum, like that might be so. But he also, this sort of mature, how when they were eating donuts that one episode and she was saying like she felt like she was at a self-help talk.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something about that. It's covering something. Like it's covering something. It's like and we haven't yet seen what's under the surface. She's very raw. She's like, what you see, what you get, like, I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling, where I'm at. Like, she's a straight shooter. He's not. He's more so like, I don't know. I see microaggressions popping up with him. I see I don't know. I'm glad I'm not good with names, but the therapist who had the blue dress on last night,
Dr. Viviana.
Dr. Viviana, I'm glad she asked such good questions. And I'm glad like she went in. He was like, everything was about him and his needs and what he saw, but he didn't see it like that. He had normalized his needs. And I think that in some gender roles and some marriages, I know that's what some people do, but like his wife, that ain't working. That ain't working for her. So that's my 2 cents on that. And Chris needs help. Chris needs help.
What about Vincent and Brianna?
Oh, they're interesting. They like, I was concerned last episode when he got like all angry at salsa dancing. Like that wasn't cool. I get being embarrassed, but the way he shows, he gets mean when he's embarrassed.
Yes.
And that's not a healthy dynamic for them. I think that this last episode when Dr. Viviana, I feel like she helped illuminate some of that a little bit. And I think he was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I also think that some of that, remember what his cousin was talking about? Like that little.
She said it. I don't get angry. I was like, yeah, Negro, you do get angry.
You getting angry right now because she said that you was angry.
Right.
So I think we're going to have to watch them. I think she also don't look like she going to go for the okie doke. He also doesn't strike me as someone who is like fully aware of his challenges, but he's gaslighting into, I don't see that. I just don't see he doesn't seem like he's coming to full maturity of some of those things. And so I hope that if they accept wise counsel, that they can heal. But honestly, I'm concerned for every last couple. I don't know this season. I don't know. We're gonna pray for them.
That's funny you say that, because now that you bring that up, I didn't even realize that they have not mentioned not one time about the pandemic. Yeah. Now, last season, it was a thing because they were right in the happened. They had a quarantine longer. The cameras changed. The angles changed. They were doing their own taping. So it was very much a thing. Like, we're in this house together during the pandemic. We could make us or break us. But it's funny. They haven't mentioned it whatsoever. Even to the point where when they go out places, I don't even really see a mask.
Because they have closed down wherever they're going. If you notice, it's just the two of them in there. And so it looks like everything's fine. But they have closed down these places.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. There's nobody else around when they go out to these things.
Wow.
I wonder if that's like on some network stuff, like because that's supposed to be our leisure and get our mind off of it, so they're not allowed to talk about it. I don't know, but it just seems strange that's a lot weighing. I feel like all of them are having these like bubbling up points. In past seasons, you don't see every single couple dealing with a whole lot of stuff. There's like maybe 2 out of the bunch, 3 out of the bunch, but every single couple. Right now, the one with comb over, I keep forgetting his name, comb over, and the blonde. I gotta learn their names. Their issues, their interactions haven't gotten volatile per se, but there's still microaggressions that are happening. I'm concerned for all these couples.
What you think about Jacob and Haley?
You said who? Which one is that?
and Haley. That's the 1980s guy and the girl that has a date.
Oh Lord, them. You know, I feel bad for homeboy. I feel really bad for homeboy because he has been himself the whole time. He didn't pretend to be anybody who wasn't. He was trying his best. And to be honest, like, you know, that one night where they had that petty argument where we didn't see it, but I guess where he accused her of having a boyfriend and stuff like that, that seemed a little bit of a reach. But outside of that, is she lying to him, saying, "Oh, I'm going to drink with the girls," but it's really a couples thing? I don't trust people who lie, and so I kind of get that. And then even when she was talking to Viviana, and she like broke down and, "Oh, I'm trying, and I'm trying so hard," and I'm not saying she's not trying, but let's be honest, she wasn't feeling homeboy from the beginning, right? The way she talks about him is kind of cruel, actually. You know what I mean?
It is.
And I feel bad for anybody who's stuck in a situation with somebody they not feeling. Like, that's got to be tough. I'll give him that.
You think it's an age thing?
You said what?
You think it's an age thing? Like her being 22 and not really, because she's made comments like, "He's everything. He does all this sweet stuff for me. He does this and he does that. He's trying so hard." So is it because I feel like, and even though we need to have an attraction, I feel like when you get older, you start looking at other things past aesthetics. Yes, aesthetics are important, but you get to see like, oh, he's established. Oh, he's sweet. Oh, he's kind. Oh, I like this one. You know, I like this. So where does that fall in the spectrum of compatibility?
Well, I think that maybe some of it is youth, but I think beyond the physical attraction, he's got a quirky personality, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, she ain't nobody to write home to mom to herself, but but he does have a quirky personality. And so I think that while attraction, you know, the physical attraction, I think she wanted, how can I say this? She doesn't think he's cool, right? He's not one of the cool kids, right?
Right.
And I think that she's turned off by that. I can already see she goes and runs and talks to her homegirls about all his quirks.
Mean girl.
You don't do that when you're married. Like, you don't do that when you're an adult, mature. That doesn't support a marriage. But I think that's an example where youth is coming in. Like,
yeah. I think that's where she kind of gets that sisterhood with Paige, and she feels like she's in a way like stuck, kind of like Paige is, and it's like it's not mature, like you said, to have a sleepover with your girlfriend when you're trying to build a connection with your husband. And so it's like, that was just, I'm like, this is poor timing. I think once you guys get your connection, then you can go having a fun night with your friend, but sleeping over.
That's that
28. That's that 28.
Bless her heart.
I don't know if we talked about it last week, that we feel that maybe they're just too young for this experiment, and to be a little bit older might be better for these couples, because at 28 or even 26 years old, I don't know what I was. I mean, I was in something abusive when I was 26 years old. I was not in the right space and I would look at somebody and I would feel like, if you're not what I envisioned in my mind, then I discounted. I would be like Haley and pick you all the way apart, even if you had amazing qualities as a man. But if aesthetic wasn't, if you weren't, I mean, even I do like tall men, but let's just say if you're not tall, I'm sorry, you're 6, you're 5'11", not quite. Next. Besides looking at somebody for what they really have to bring to the table versus everything else. So I think it is somewhat of an age thing, and I wonder if they're just too young to really be prepared at some point to put in the work, because even with Haley, How have you not been with somebody in 7 years and then now ready to get in a committed marriage? Do you even have the tools?
That was the wrong decision.
Right.
Tools.
Right.
Like, that's even unfair to ask somebody to marry somebody, for somebody to marry me, and you come out the gate with no adult experience since you were 20.
Yep. You got to have something. Like, I think about arranged marriages where people might be younger in some cases, but in that situation, you've got a whole village around you. Now, granted, they got the experts, but they got the experts for a very short period of time, and the experts don't know them like that. You know, they don't have, I mean, I was very young the first time I got married, and, you know, I felt like that's a whole nother thing. I think it's less about the age and more, you know, the experience, right? There are some people, I believe, who could be in their mid, late 20s, who have a certain grounding coupled with you have that support, you had a village. It can work. Like I've seen it work. It can work. However, when we're in a society where we don't develop and train folks on what to look for, to even how knowing yourself well enough to know what you need, right? In an arranged marriage, you don't have to know yourself. Somebody knows what you need and can pick that for you, right? But in this situation, they don't know how, they haven't been trained in this. And the cool thing about like this whole experiment is like, these are some of the only settings where I see people actually being trained on how to be in a marriage. And by trained, I mean, what kinds of questions you should ask of yourself, what kinds of conversations you need to have with the spouse. I feel like we need to be like looking at how we talk about building strong relationships and communication and things like that in schools, but that's another conversation.
Right.
That part. Yeah, because I feel I agree with you. I feel like Dr. Viviana bringing up that survey about how she is very picky and picks apart people. I'm like, shouldn't that conversation happen like in the screening process? Like to say how are you going to deal with this in your relationship? And let's talk about it. Exactly. You know, not to say that's going to rule her out, but just how are you going to deal with this part of you in your marriage?
That's good, Alicia. And even having maybe some more premarital coaching for each partner, so that even if they have, because somebody commented in the comment, Rosalind said, or somebody said, Deanna had been single for 10 years.
She had.
So, but I also think Deanna might have been ready. Even little like Haley, like, wait a second,
but she
too
was
much.
still,
but she never stopped. She never stopped though.
There was like an openness to her. Yeah. Even though it was like, compliments is too much. Just give me a minute. There was still an openness. And she still was attracted to him. Yeah. And there was still like, okay, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. But it wasn't just like, no. Like,
right. And I think 20 days into it, they had already had sex, and they had already, I feel like at least a month in, it was like there was some energy being exchanged where it was like, we're going, even though we're going slow, we're still going down this road.
Yep. You know, one thing that I thought was different also about that situation is in situations where they pair a younger person with an older person, it's one thing to, like, my husband and I, we were a few years apart, right? Let me tell you what would not work. If my husband was constantly, well, let's say if someone's husband was constantly talking about, oh, well, you're so young, you don't understand this, and you're so young, and blah, 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 blah. In the two cases where those kind of relationships are in this marriage, I see that constantly happening. That diminishes the experiences of the partner. It doesn't help them to feel like they're equal value in it. That's problematic. And so, like, that's something that they need to, I don't know, like, because I'm seeing it in both. I wish I could remember their names, but the pilot and the party girl. And
definitely Eric. Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, he says that verbatim to her.
Yeah.
He's the expert on marriage because he's been married before.
Right. He ain't married now though, right? Well, I mean, I guess he's married now, but
Yeah.
you know.
He doesn't. So
Wow. That's interesting. Let me ask this because Jen also said in the comments that she had a whole class in high school called Marriage and Family, and where they used to pair people. Do you think that is necessary or even appropriate in this day and age?
People wouldn't be cool with that.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's touchy.
I feel like there should be something. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if the fake weddings but like, I feel like also too, to be a little bit like at that age, you should be learning how to be a good friend, right? And you shouldn't be like spending time learning yourself. By the time you get in college but everybody doesn't go to college. So that's a good point. You got to get it somewhere. If you don't have it in your own home, where do you get it?
To learn at least like the healthy foundations of a relationship, and then entering in a romantic relationship of any kind, what that looks like for you, like in a healthy way, like having curriculum, and then how do you navigate conflict in relationships, friendships, or romantic? How do you do that? That would
be some type of class, but just because your parents are married, you grew up in a house where your parents are married and have been married, does not mean that you have a good example of what marriage is. It just means your parents are married.
We're married. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, maybe there's another person in your family that has been married for. That's a good example, but I just want to throw that out there. Just because your parents are married does not mean you have a good example either.
Right. Absolutely.
And then Faye Love said, definitely classes on how to communicate in a better relationships. I think that is true because people go straight to anger, straight to yelling, straight to whatever without knowing how to properly communicate. And I think that could also be something. But even in this, somebody else said the season was off as far as picking. I definitely think the season could just get deeper in the way they really prepare. Like one who wants to be married, I want to see what preparation as prepared as you could possibly be. And you're never, even some people have a baby, you're never prepared to be a mother until you just had a baby. Then you had to just like going to work, right? But you can read all the books and exercise and whatever you got to do and eat all the right food and then have a kid and be like, oh my God, I don't have the right ointments or I need this or I need that. So I just really wanted to see or would like to see like really getting people absolutely ready to win. Like gathering the women together 2 weeks before and having classes and having conversations about what they might expect and how they're going to troubleshoot this and Pastor Kyle and a team of men meeting with these other men to build them up, to talk to them, to figure out where they're lacking, to figure out how to be the best husband possible, how to get some coaching, get some therapy to deal with all these issues.
They should bring back some of the couples that are still married that met on the show that can give them advice and speak to what they're about to go through in this process and how they made it work and all of that. I think they need to really put more effort into these people before they walk down the aisle and meet each other. I still do think they need to be older.
Yeah.
I think they need to be a little bit older.
Yeah.
Like 5 years.
Yeah.
But do you think someone a little bit older would go for it?
Some would. I believe so. This one would.
She ready. Hashtag she ready.
Hashtag ready, Freddie. Hey, Toya, where you at?
So people are afraid of premarital counseling. Listen, if it stops you from doing something that you shouldn't be doing, then hey.
Right. Because side note, Brittany and Desiree from Marry Millions is in premarital counseling right now before they get married.
They broke up.
Oh.
They got back together.
And they in premarital counseling.
Like,
I'm stressed.
I need my rent paid. That's
not
what she said, but that's what she was thinking in her head.
Right. Koya, where you at? Is Koya back?
Right. Y'all, I'm a run. I got a date downstairs with my hubby, but it's
go ahead.
Some love for us.
Yes. Thank you for having me. This was fun. And let's pray for the children. We gonna pray.
Right.
Ooh, they need
All right. Good night, y'all. Peace.
All right, Elizabeth. Oh my goodness. So yes, thank you, Elizabeth, for coming on and sharing your insight. I always love to hear, because we all have different thoughts and different feelings about stuff, and it brings out other topics of conversations that I think is really important in our community in general. I think it's really important on when you think about communication and when you think about readiness. You know, Koya is on hold. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Blonde. So I think it's important because I think like there's a TD Jakes book that talks about like there's like all these questions like before you say I do, like all these questions or whatever. And so I think that I am fascinated, and I don't know, Alicia, like what kind of work you did or whatever, but just and before you decide to connect yourself with somebody, like it's a serious commitment. And even if you're doing it on a whim like this social experiment of Married at First Sight, I just wonder like how much more beautiful it would be, and you would send even more potentially whole people back into the atmosphere if they got the therapy, some sort of intensive work, even if it wasn't filmed, right? Like even if like a month before, like they started this process 6 weeks earlier, right? Even if they each had therapists that they had to go to for 6 weeks. And even though a lot can't happen in 6 weeks, a lot can happen in 6 weeks. Some of what can happen in 6 weeks to understand people, because even Viviana was like, Chris, who are you? Like, this is not who I met a while ago.
And he blamed it on the baby. And it's like, no, you were acting like this before the baby. Okay.
Yeah.
He was. It just like exacerbated the situation. But you were an asshole pre-baby.
Right. Exactly. Now I did send the link. Faye Love, I sent you the link. Evita, I sent you the link. Jen, I sent you the link. If you want to jump on, let us know. I did send it to your inbox, just so you know. So let us know if you want to jump on. Yeah, I really want to see, because I want to be in a loving, fully communicative relationship where I'm able to see past what I need, what my husband needs, what our children need. I want to be able to be upset but still communicate effectively. And so for me, which is probably why I'm exhausted, is like I want to see somebody win. And I think we talked about that before, just like being in this pandemic and just wanting to see people win. Like I want to see what it looks like. And to go back to Paige and Chris, even when he told her, like, I bought her a car, what do you think about that? It's like he's poking a bear.
Did he say, what do you think?
He did. He's like, have any comments on that? What do you think about that? She's like, yeah, so I don't, whatever she said.
That voice.
Like doing stuff to be like, I'm gonna call you a bitch. What's thinking about that? Like she talked to her bottom teeth.
Yeah, her bottom teeth.
Yeah,
she talked to her.
Yeah, she just.
Yeah, but I blacked out. You know, I just.
I'm numb. Once they did the reset last week, the reset handshake, I was like,
reset. It was her. It wasn't even Chris. He said, we need a reset. And then she was like, she just took it and ran. You know what? Paige is the perfect. I want to hire Paige because Paige will just work until when? She wouldn't even have a turn off time. She would just go forever. She wouldn't stop. Like, she'd be the best.
He set it up. He made her feel like it was her choice. He said, what do you want? she said, I want you to give me another chance. I wanted you to give us a chance.
Yeah.
But it's feeding his ego.
And he said,
we need a reset.
And then she went.
She was like, hi, I'm Paige.
Now, when he said that, I'd have been like, what kind of reset? And what that mean? Like, I would have had to question what the reset meant.
No.
The reset.
But
I'm like, no stipulations, no nothing. No, nothing.
I know why she's so in it, but I just don't understand the commitment level. Like, I mean, I understand why, because it's a covenant, but it's not.
It's a covenant, Jennifer, a covenant.
I want to stop using that word. It's a
covenant with herself.
And it was a covenant with herself, so she needs to treat herself better.
Right.
She's not treating herself well right now. This man is not treating you right. He's putting in no effort, none, zero, nothing.
Fried chicken, 2 wax sides.
And you still out here with him. Just
Rosalind, I sent you the link too. If you want to jump on, let me know. Yeah, and did he gold belly that food down from Chicago? Because he was like, I'm bringing whatever.
They probably have one in Atlanta.
Really?
Maybe, probably.
Harold's.
Right.
Yeah. You ate there?
I did.
That's the spot we stopped at that one night when we was in Chicago. He was like, I'm gonna get some.
Did I eat the chicken?
I'm gonna try this out. And he was like, it's all right.
She said she didn't get it. Try it again. Look in your other box because I'm not your Facebook friend. It might be in there.
And it was crinkle fries. It wasn't even hand cut fries. It was crinkle fries.
Vito!
Hey! How y'all doing?
Come on, give us the girl. Give us the tea.
So,
what's
happening? A delay? Is it a delay? Go ahead.
All right. So, hey, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. So I was thinking about it. I was thinking about the Paige and Chris thing. And so I think we're looking at Paige kind of like, you can't hear me?
Turn your phone. I think you have something in the back that's like reverb. Turn the phone or something down. I think that's what you keep.
All right. So I was thinking about it, and I think that Paige is being selfish in the situation.
Okay.
And when I think about it being selfish, it's like she's only looking at it from what she wants out the situation, not what's best for him. So like, if she's only seeing like, I want to be in this because I don't want to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And if she looked at it, what is best for him is freedom. And she won't let him be free. And I think that's what's so frustrating, because she know it's not right. It's clear. Like in every other clip outside of when she's with him, she's looking like, this is some boom.
Wow.
So I just think that she sees it. She's seeing it from. She just seeing it like, I want it. I want this. This is what I want. He don't want it.
But why can't he himself free himself from the situation? Why can't he? I'm done. I'm out. Why can't he do that? Why is this up to her?
Oh, you know what I think the problem is? I'm playing myself in the other back. There we go. I was hearing myself twice. I'm like, I keep hearing myself. You said, why can't? Because he thinks it's a game. Non-committal.
It is a game for him.
And he's non-committal. So he doesn't want to say, he doesn't want to be the one to say, finally, I don't want you. You ain't my type. You're ugly, because it make him look like a bad person. He already looking bad.
He's already said these things.
No, he haven't said it how he really feel it.
How? Why am I here? That's what he want to say. I'm here with you eating this chicken. Let's do a Bible study or something, so I can just go on and go be with the girl who I want to be, but she don't want to be with me. So, like that's.
He literally wants to say a whole brand new. I brought her a brand new Benz.
He had to say that,
and he can't even call Paige the fucking phone. a text message. Like, are you serious? But you bought your ex-fiance a whole 2020 Benz?
And you talking about covenant.
Yeah. Because I think that when Pastor Cal talked to him about his behavior, it was like, well, and then his friends talked to him about his behavior. Even though he acted like a whole toddler, he realized that he was doing something wrong.
He knew.
So now he doesn't want to be the bad person to break it off completely. He needs her to break it off completely, so that he can say, well, she broke up with me.
I'm the victim.
I wanted to work on it, even I said I wanted to work on it. I didn't answer your calls till the next time we was filming. I told her that I was trying. I even brought her some fried chicken. He don't want to see.
He's gonna say that. And I've been completely upfront with you and honest with you this whole time. I've been trying to really put God in our relationship and everything.
Yeah. He didn't want to have Bible study. He couldn't even come up with his Bible verses.
He was trying to talk with this whole like, why don't you bring us a scripture? You need to cover us.
He didn't even want to hold hands in prayer. He
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
hold hands
and pray.
Hold hands in prayer. I was like, are you a pastor? Aren't you supposed to be ex-pastor?
All black
he was supposed to.
Everybody hold hands and pray.
You hold them like this.
That's how
touch and agree. Everybody
like,
know that.
It's in the black. It's in the Bible. Okay, it's in the Black Bible. We touch and we agree. With two or three touching in His name, Jesus is in the midst. Okay, it's in the Black Bible. They say.
Yeah, I just think she just being selfish in this, right? Because she don't want it. He don't want it. She don't want to look like a failure. Whoever told her it was gonna be a tragedy in the beginning, and somebody was like, "This ain't no good idea, Paige. This not no good idea." And she was like, "This is a good idea. I'm ready for love." They was like, "No, ma'am." And now she has dug her heels in the sand. She is so committed.
She has.
Not in the Irene though. That was the jam though back in the day. Okay.
I was listening to that last night though.
It was
right.
Yes, that was the jam.
Chris's captivity.
No, you lost
personal captivity right now.
Chris is in his own captivity. Yes.
What you got for us, Rosalind?
I kept screaming at my TV. I can't stand them. I literally was like, I hate them. I hate them. I was on my phone like, I don't hate them, but I just can't stand to see this like Titanic every week. It's like Groundhog Day. Like, you go to bed, you wake up, and you wake up to the same tragedy. You go to bed, you wake up, it's like the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, I'm to the point where I'm like, I thought about you, and I said, she said, we've all been Paige before, and I was like, okay, none of us are this Paige. I just don't believe it at this level, right? Because she is to the point where she is degrading herself, right? Like she's to that point where she has degraded, like she has a warped view, first of all, of covenant. Okay, y'all know me, I'm Christian, love the Lord, been married. I don't even say that. I'm in covenant with my husband. Like, bro, like it's spoken for, right? Because I'm married, like you can see that it is what it is, and the fact that we're working it out, I don't have to keep saying it. But like for her, the thing that's warped, covenant is an agreement between two people who keep up their sides of the bargain. You're not in a covenant, honey.
Hello.
Okay, Ross.
Hello.
Okay.
Not if you got to put it on the calendar. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
What day you gonna see each other?
Girl. He doesn't want to talk to her on the phone. He doesn't even want to be in this process. I think he's here because of the contract, because of all of that stuff. Like, and I do agree with Evita when she said that he wants her to break up with him because he's a narcissist. So he has to always come out as the victim. If you follow him, I started following him on Instagram just to like, because my cousin told me he was ranting. He go on rants every week, y'all.
He go on Tuesday rants. He was on his Facebook page last week. Everything they talked about episode last week. He had a comment. It was like 50. It was like ding, 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 ding. He was like, I told my grandma on camera, I'm off to get off this computer. He could not stop himself.
He said my grandmother.
He said my grandmother's gonna call me and tell me to stop talking. Like, stop. You're not. People were like, stop talking. You're not making it any better for yourself.
Mm-mm.
Like, he says he's got death threats. It's like, bro, stop.
Right.
Stop. It's making no sense. You're not making yourself look any better
At all. Like,
at all.
there's nothing to do at this point to make himself, and I don't think he's even trying. I even think the negative. I think he likes the negative attention too because he's still in the spotlight, right? Like he likes
energy
this.
is energy.
He craves exactly. He's craving this attention. He's getting what he wants. I heard he tried out for another reality show. Like all of this stuff prior to this one. I'll be watching all this. And so according to some like vloggers that I watched, they were saying like he had tried out for other things that didn't kind of go through, and so like he could be a case, which I mean, you know, obviously, but the whole like dinner thing and her going back and the whole like the Bible thing, the Bible study thing just was like I
should have been like, no.
Well, one thing he said, okay, as a person,
no, she has
like married, if you really if she really believes everything that she believes, right, as far as like marriage and being a submissive wife and all these things, like why are you doing all of the leading? It doesn't make any sense. You're in a marriage that you're supposedly submitting under a man that you're leading. Why is it that you prayed for the food and had to bring the word? I don't get it. You know why she brought the word? Because he ain't got nothing in. Look, I just can't take it. You don't submit under that. You leading. And this is the reason why the relationship is still going, because she's leading the whole relationship. Why they're
yes. Jen is stupid. Jen said Paige was eating that fried chicken like she was a vegan. She is completely
it was the most awkward scene ever. Them just sitting there eating that, crunching that chicken like that.
The scripture that she used, like in the wicked shall be turned. I'm like, she's talking about you. Like,
yeah, she was petty when she picked that scripture. She was
being passive aggressive.
I'm like, this.
But did you see him read the scripture and he was like like a little sermon, like he's like he comments on himself like, yeah, like I'm a preacher or something. Nigga,
he was like, oh, that was good.
You quit preaching because it wasn't making enough money.
So I think
like that's not the profession to go into. Like, I mean, okay, I'm from Detroit. If you live in Detroit, you've been on Wyoming. Y'all already know what I'm about to say about
or
Wyoming.
Puritan. Okay.
Like 80 churches on Wyoming. I mean that are making money. Like the people of pastors that are making money are like these grand pastors that have been like these huge churches. Like you don't go into pastoring and preaching for money. You go into it to be because you're called into it. It's not even a family business, even though people have made it a family business. It's not a family business. It's not like my daddy was a preacher and my daddies was a preacher and my daddy was a preacher, so I'm gonna be a preacher. Well, you ain't nobody called you to preach nothing, okay? It's not even biblical. Like,
no, my God.
We see like prophets, kids not being prophets. They're not the next prophet. Like this, it's just ridiculous. I'm ranting, but my point is, he just go ahead and be. They get him.
No.
I don't even get.
I think that
I don't get it.
I think the reason that he doesn't want to participate in like the prayer or like anything having to do with her anointing as what he is attracted to, that he is.
Oh my God.
Is because he really don't care about all that. He really, she say she focused on Jesus. Is Jesus the way I'm gonna get in that bed? All right. That's what I feel like. That's his focus. And I think the only reason he told her about the bins then is because he read the room that it was dry as a Sahara desert today. You ain't getting none. All right. This you seem like you got an attitude that you got to lead the Bible study, because she had an attitude about it, and it was like evident that she wasn't feeling it. So he was like, well, might as well tell you then, because I ain't about to get none.
That's why he's back though.
real
That's
quick.
the only reason why he's back. That's the only reason why he comes back. And she
Yes.
put herself in that situation to show him that can happen. Like, if that's what you want, sure, this is what I'll give you. I honestly think, like, after the whole parking structure scene, that they went right upstairs. She said she was on her cycle, but you know some people nasty. But they went right upstairs.
But again,
You think he read?
I would say some people are free in that.
free.
I won't say nasty. I would say free.
Put a towel down, Roz. Put a towel down. Put a towel down, girl.
I say some people free, and then the fact that she was on her cycle just was even more like fact that she's not going to get pregnant at this point. If they do, you know, I just feel like that's the relationship. It's the toxicity of it. Like, he comes back, he sees what he can get. If he can't get none, then he keep. That's what the whole Mercedes thing is. He was hoping like, I'm gonna get back with Mercedes. Then as soon as that was over, he was right back at Paige immediately.
It's like, how did she see that? I mean, Mercedes literally was like, "Nah, bro, I'm straight."
That was so funny.
National television.
And then that's when he proceeded to get upset and act like a fool. Then he meets up with her and was like, "You shouldn't be treated like you an option," and then proceeds to treat her like an option.
Like an option.
And she didn't see none of that. She was just like, "Oh."
No, she felt like she won.
She did.
She felt like she won. So when she said, "I'm not gonna be with you," then Paige, if you remember, she kind of giggled like, she thought that she won a prize. Like, baby, he is not a prize. Not a prize you want to keep.
Like a bomb.
So so she thought that she won a prize. So she recognized the situation. She thought that was her victory prize. And then he said he wanted to start over.
What was her victory prize?
What was her prize, Chris?
Yes. That was her prize. He was her prize.
You know?
Oh my God. This is
okay.
She read the scripture that say a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, because she is double-minded. And you can see the
that word. Preacher man told her.
Duplicitous.
Duplicitous. Thank you, Jenna.
That's her favorite word. That's her favorite word.
She loves you. She loved putting that in a sentence.
But that's what she is.
Just as much as he is.
Just as much as he is. That's what she is. She can't see it though, but that's what she is. And it's something.
Are they both actors?
Huh?
Are they both actors?
I don't know what they are. They annoying. Can we talk about Haley and Jacob?
Yes, I'm
Go ahead.
I just want us to normalize. It's okay not to like somebody.
Come on.
I seen him down the aisle. Okay, we got married. We did it a couple days. You're not my person. Producers, he's not my person. Y'all got somebody.
Got backup. Plan B.
Another
Tag me out. Tag me out.
Take me out, coach. We in back though. You got somebody else in the back. We can just make that happen real quick. I'll take the R&B wedding. I just feel it's okay. It's okay for you not to like somebody and somebody to like you, and it to be vice versa. That person isn't your person. It's nothing to work towards if I don't like you.
Yeah.
He probably stank. He eat eggs and steak and onion straight up.
Yeah.
He has a quirky personality. I got a quirky personality. I could probably quirky personality, but if it's not for her, it's not for her, girl. I don't like you. Am I attracted? No.
Oh, that's what I said. I was like, why does she have to try so hard? Just leave. Like, I don't understand what is the trying so hard.
Because there's an expectation that she should be trying.
She don't know. It's not gonna work. She don't like it.
You could see it in her face. Dr. Viviana said she had to double back. Like, so Haley, are you? Jacob saying he's willing to try. Are you willing to try? And I'm like, just say no. If you the no is on your face, but you're gonna say yes just because that's the nice thing to say in this moment. You don't want to try.
Olivia and Brett, it didn't work out, and they left.
They peaced out.
They left.
He took his cats. He was out.
He took everything. He took
season.
food.
They came back together. We didn't see them no more. That was it.
Right. But I think, okay, I get what you're saying. I appreciate this thought process, Evita. But then my thought is like, I feel like Haley is being mean though.
Because you don't like him.
But why don't you, okay, not liking somebody is one thing, but being mean about it is another.
Because she got to be fake that she like him. That's what I think it is. I think it's eating her up inside that I got to be fake that I like you. And you didn't piss me off. So now you done gave me ammunition.
He done read her. He done read me. Because he read her for a Karen. Because she...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He might have been a kid. Because when she got mad, Olivia flipped the script. She was real sweet, Olivia.
No, she was not.
Oh, I am Olivia. And then shit didn't go her way. Olivia was turning red on her neck.
She got that neck.
Yes, she did that.
Yeah,
her neck. I was like,
I said, what happened between the last clip and this clip? She went from straight white to straight red.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I think that Haley thinks she being nice though. She's being the nicest that she can be. And it's gonna come out, and he annoying to her, and he probably don't smell good eating onion steak and eggs. It's gonna come out like, I don't like you.
She's gonna do a Vicente.
I said no. What don't you get?
That is so funny.
I don't like you.
She's gonna do a Vicente on him. She's just gonna do a hawk.
It's gonna come out wrong. And it's nothing wrong with him. It's just, and she just need to be like, it's nothing wrong with you. I keep trying to change you. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't like the box you come in. I don't like what's inside.
Evita!
Just say it. Just say it.
I don't like the box. I can't read these instructions. They're written in 1980s language.
I don't know how to put you together.
The clothes you came right.
Return the sender.
I don't like the outfits that they put in the box for you. I don't like it.
So do you, Evita, feel like that's the same thing for Ryan? Like Ryan does not like Claire.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan likes Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no,
I don't think
Claire talks too much, and that's why he ain't telling. That's why he ain't having sex with her till after the cameras go off. I think she talked too much. She telling all their business. He don't want his mom. You already tell my mom that you're going down. We going down.
Is that what he said they're doing? Because I'm saying,
my mama.
She said that they're doing everything else.
Yes.
You already telling them the church people all this stuff. They watching this show. I'm on this show representing the good church.
And the good church people is putting stuff in their mouths too. Okay.
I don't get how they doing stuff with his shirt on the whole time. Like, what you doing that your shirt don't ever come off?
I agree.
She's doing everything else. She's doing everything else, girl. That's what she's doing. She don't need that shirt to come off.
Put it in your mind.
But I will say that I think there needs to be a place to normalize men wanting a connection before sex. I think that it's a conversation about how he's a virgin, even though I do think he's a virgin, but he is a virgin because he wants to have a certain connection before he has sex with her, especially because he doesn't even know if this is fully committed. Are we going to stay together or not? I think that women do this often and it seems as noble. And I think that when men do it, it's rare that we see it on men, that it seem as like a flaw, or, because men always have to want sex. And I think that we just have to look at things in a different way. Maybe it is that he just want to make sure we really going to be together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I want my first time with my real wife.
Yeah, I think like after the 8 weeks, if
cover up something too, though.
Here's your prize. After the 8 weeks, if he feels like he wants to stay with her after that time, I think he might decide then, like, this might be the time. But I don't think they should stay together. I think what Alicia was saying earlier about foundation, is really important in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be, as me and my husband are opposites, okay, but our foundation is the same, right? Like and when I say the same, I mean we agree on the major things in our foundational that drive us, our core values and principles. And they are just completely opposite. Clara, I mean, even in the way that she views sex, and in the way he views sex, and she's like, some of that it's okay. Like some of those differences could eventually, I think, mesh together, because I think
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I don't think I ever will need a connection to have sex. But I'm like, well, if you stay married long enough, you'll learn that was something that
Mm-hmm.
will come into play once you get into a committed, loving relationship. If you grow
Mm-hmm.
to that, then that connection with sex will come. And then with him, I think he'll also learn that sex and marriage ain't always about connection. Sometimes it's just about pleasure and necessity, needs, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're still human.
Mm-hmm.
So, and so it doesn't always have to be one or the other, especially in marriage. Okay, look, it's gonna be both. Sometimes it's gonna be none of it. Sometimes it's gonna be whatever it is. Like it just, you win it, you keep it going, and it just is what it is. And as you grow older and grow together
Mm-hmm.
and grow in love and grow as becoming one, it gets, you have that connection. But I mean, I think it's just they're worlds apart, and that whole
Yeah.
foundation thing is major. They don't think the same. He's Christian and he
No.
hiding it because he ain't really like really being honest with like his level of, like, he is, but he isn't, right? Like we didn't even know this was his, like we didn't know he was this committed or whatever we want to
Mm-hmm.
say devoted out. And then with her, we kind
Oh,
of knew
so what? Should Ryan be with Paige?
I was thinking that.
Yes.
No, I
No,
thought about that.
no,
Paige want to have
No,
sex.
no.
Paige wants to have
right.
Has a
the
high
sex.
sex
But I
drive,
think
and she said that in the interviewing process, she needs to have sex, which is one of the reasons why her and Chris are having so much sex is because they both want to.
Right.
They both have high sex drives.
yeah.
What's his
Ryan?
name? Yeah, he
Ryan.
can't handle Paige. He cannot handle Paige.
Nah,
Paige.
but I think he's not doing it because he don't like Clara though, too. Though
I think that's it. I wonder if he
that's the
if
factor.
he said he wanted a white girl. I wonder if he said he wanted a white girl.
He got a white girl.
He did. He did.
He requested one.
He said he kind of did it indirectly, like she did it indirectly.
He
He doesn't
clearly
date
said he wanted a black guy.
She did the indirect, like, I've dated the rainbow, but I really like Michael B. Jordan. Okay, she did that.
A mix of Michael B. Jordan and an actor, another actor.
He looked like a Christmas elf, but she
of a white man and a black man, and they matched her up with Ryan, and she was like, "That is perfect because he's ambiguous. He doesn't look like he's anything." And that's
he said that he has dated majority white women
Mm-hmm.
for his life. He's because he's been around. He went to predominantly white schools, and that's who he's dated the most.
I don't think he really attracted to them like that. I think that he attracted to some black people, somebody who can identify with his at-home side. Because I think there's a school side that he portrayed, and his family is black. They is black.
They bliggity black.
They bliggity black. And I think, but I think that because how he presents himself, especially with Phil DeVille. Remember, like Phil and Leo from the Rugrats, he got that Phil DeVille haircut. I feel like it don't really speak to, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
To black women.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
And he hasn't been able to hook and reel the ones that he really wants. So he doing this over here.
I think he wants a white girl. I think she's just
You
not the
think
type
so?
of white girl that he wanted. Like, okay, so there's a stereotype. There's a stereotype with why black guys date white girls. He has a little bit of it, a little bit.
Yes, he wants one that stays in the pocket.
Yep, he wants a pocket.
a little bit of what now?
She has a little bit of pocket in her because, like, she's not just going crazy. Not like if she was black and he was doing this, it would be a whole different type of situation. It'd be like, okay, what's going on? Like, we ain't doing it. You know what I mean? It would be a little bit more vocal. She's still trying to stay in the pocket a little bit, but she's not that type of white girl where she's like, whatever you
not
want,
at all.
you want me to cook you dinner at 3 a.m. while I'm breastfeeding our child? Sure. she's not that type of white girl. She's kind of like, nah, so like I've been doing my own thing. Like I'm very secure in who I am. Like I don't really need you. Like she's just not that type of white girl. And I think he was looking for like a certain type of
submissive.
Yep, super submissive, super traditional. She's like, Southern Baptist probably type. Just that. Oh, when I say Baptist, I don't mean literal Baptist, but like the thought that Southern belle, quiet. Like I said, submissive. Just kind of goes with the flow, traditional white girl. He got Clara.
If for them, if he says sure one more time, like,
oh my God,
that irks me. It's like he's not
listening.
Sure, it's dismissive. Like Elizabeth was saying, that's like the microaggression. Like, sure, sure, okay, sure. And it's like you already shutting down, or you're not being honest, like with really how you're responding to what she's saying or Dr. Viviana is saying. Like he just sure.
I hate when he does that.
I also think that to Ryan that he really didn't even identify what the wait is for. Like he's like he wasn't able to pinpoint, okay, waiting for this magical thing. He hasn't said what it is for him. Once again, it's like she has to try to figure it out. Like everybody's trying to figure it out, and he hasn't really. He's only showing us his cabinet.
Well, I guess
we don't even know who he is.
I was going to say that.
We don't know anything about
him not being completely honest because he doesn't have a reason. To me, I'm trying to get to like what's the reason it's gonna take this long or this, that, and the other. But it's like he's using that as an excuse as to why it can't happen. Like
everything that I know about Ryan, I know from somebody else. We didn't know about him being a Christian until both of his parents showed up at the wedding as pastors. I'm like, we didn't like nobody knows. We know that their sex life because of Clara. Like we know he only eats, healthy foods because he went and branched out and bought her some donuts. Like we don't know anything about him. Like we don't know anything about him.
And by this last episode, we've learned like Vincent had some issues and he was able to troubleshoot some of those. We learned that Vodka grew up in a volatile household, which is why we've learned about Eric and why he looks at his parents like that. We haven't really learned a lot about Brianna per se, but we know enough to understand.
She bossy.
She's an engineer in a basic men environment. So she has to boss up like that. We understand Haley a little bit. She's kind of broken down, but really Haley, I don't think Haley should not even be out here dating right now. We understand that Jacob's been cheated on before, which is why he feels the way he feels. But Ryan, and we learned about Clara and about in a non-sex relationship that really traumatized her and made her feel unworthy. And because of that, and her knowing that now, I feel like hopefully next episode, Ryan is going to be able to open up to her a little bit and hopefully help her to understand why he's like this, because he's not even supporting her in her thoughts and feelings about her not feeling wanted. Exactly. And as a partner, it's like you have to, in order to trust someone, you have to be trustworthy yourself. So give us a little bit. You signed up, nigga, to be on national motherfucking television to explain to people about you can get married at first sight, and now you're withholding.
Everything, not just physically. He's withholding everything. He hasn't been emotionally, and I think that's a good point you bring that out, because that also, like, that could, I won't say that it can't make up for the physical, but it can bring understanding. It can allow her to have more patience, or it could at least have a connection. Like, yeah, they hold hands and they do this stuff, but he's not emotionally vulnerable to her, so they don't have a real connection anyway. So like all she's looking for now is the one thing that she could at least get in the relationship, and that's sex, because she's not actually gaining a connection with him. You're so right. I don't know any thing about him, like except that his parents are pastors and that he wears really tight shorts and shirts every night to bed and everywhere. And I just I don't know him, and I think it's unfair for her that in this experiment that he's not fully committed, and you can tell that. And I wish that she would have told Clara to go in the room so she could talk to him by himself, because I wanted to get to the bottom of this whole non-sex thing and like because I gotta tell y'all, when she said, "Do you think he's a virgin?" I stood up in my living room. I turned around and said, "This is what we've been talking about in the session." Like, all right, can you sit down? I'm like, this is exactly what Alicia said. Alicia said this like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, there it is. Like, this dude is a virgin. He couldn't even when she said, "What's your favorite position?" You see, a lot of the questions were like targeted to their issues, right? So their issue is not having sex. What's your favorite position? He's like, I mean, medium.
Medium.
I'm
like, what's medium?
I
was like, is that a speed? I don't. What?
Medium.
Speed. What's the normal? I mean, because if you're like Jamie and Beth, are you talking about like basic Caucasian sex, or are you talking about what's normal?
I love Jamie and Beth.
I don't think he knows, because I do think he's a virgin. I think he's a virgin. I think he's not being honest, and I don't think that they're good for each. I don't think none of these couples should stay together at this point. And, well, Vinny and Brianna, to me, did make some headway. I do feel like Vincent, when he said a light bulb went off when he said, "It's okay because I like the quirk," I think that kind of made him like, oh, like I've been trying so hard to be smooth for you, and you're okay with just who I am. So I hope that
he's so perfect.
I like the fact that he explained, like he was like, I was looking, fat in my shirt, and I was like, okay, yeah, so much going on that night. But I like the fact that, like, I do feel like out of all the couples, they might have the most chance if he continues, and they both continue the work to like break down those, those things and communicate well, because I think it's a lot of just miscommunication between them two. Like, she's a very direct person, he's just not. And so, but I do like the fact that they might be able to work it out. We might get one couple out of the season. But the rest of them, they can quit now.
Yeah. I think Ryan is committed to a representative. Like, he is committed to a front. He is. Like,
100%.
Very committed to it. And that's why it's so aloof and so just like, I don't want to get in here. I don't want to talk too much about the sex positions. Mom, I never heard of sex. I don't know. Medium. Did you see what I said, Mom? Medium. Like, I think that whatever image that he has out in the world, at the end of the day, he doesn't want people to be able to say any more about that image.
Yeah.
And Clara is putting a wrench in that, because he already said, like, basically, don't be telling our business like that by going around everywhere. And it's like, we ain't having sex. We do you know that I went down to my husband while she getting groceries? Excuse me, ma'am. I went down to my husband's. Well, we're not having sex. Like, messing up whatever front he was trying to do. Hey, Koya.
Look who it is.
I just had to come on because the virgin. We were talking about the virgin.
Ryan.
I've been telling y'all he was a virgin. I've been telling y'all. And I told y'all he was a virgin. And I don't care what's happening. He's a virgin.
But Koya, even as a virgin, think about it. Even as a virgin, but I didn't lose my virginity until like well into my 20s. I knew at least what missionary was. I was medium.
But I know some virgins who didn't. Like, who didn't know anything and weren't doing nothing and didn't know nothing. Like green. I know Jones that are having sex now who are green and don't know nothing.
But can I ask you a question, Koya? If the penis is out, why does it matter if the shirt is on?
Okay.
Does he have a third nipple? I mean, what the heck?
Is that not a valid question?
It's valid.
We
already
talked about that earlier. We was like, I was a virgin well into my 20s too, but I knew the sex positions. I knew all of these things because I was curious.
We were very curious as children.
That's true. See, I was curious too. So like I would have asked.
So I watched stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was a self pleaser. So yeah.
So I knew
I wasn't that type of virgin. Okay, I wasn't like virginal. Like I wasn't doing nothing though. Like with nobody. I wasn't even kissing nobody till I was 20.
Me too.
He knows the positions.
He knows the positions. He doesn't know the positions. He's never even watched porn.
I think he
has watched
porn.
He has seen porn.
Oh yes, he has.
To his mama, he haven't, and that's what I'm saying. He is committed
to himself. He hasn't.
To this front,
his elf ears and his haircut.
These men and they mamas.
They all should marry their mamas. They all need to marry their mamas.
Yes. Listen, Brittany and Desiree. Rodney is messing up. Rodney's mama is messing up Desiree's on Million.
I don't want to hear.
It's way more issues up in there.
The Bachelor didn't pick nobody because his mama too.
So to the point is his mama just messing shit up.
His mama came in there and all his plans. But did you see that after the final rose when he came back as a black man?
Yes, he came back as a strong black man.
He came back
as a strong, fine, bearded.
Now you got me want to watch this season.
Oh,
I haven't been watching
it. This season is worth it.
He broke up with that white girl. He was all in love.
They said, "Do you want to get your last embrace?" He said, those words will always hurt.
And he moved away from her. So he was like, this girl was at a plantation thing a couple years ago. Isn't that a long time ago? He was like,
he said, you know what else was a long time ago? Slavery. I was like,
this man,
who is he? I was like, who is this man all of a sudden?
He wanted to hold her hand. This man,
he wanted to say, bitch, no, you will not be the mother of my children.
You know who he went and talked to after that though? His brother. Because his brother was on there with the gold.
It was like, so what's going on? Like what? Like, what's up? What's popping?
He came back as a full black man.
He didn't like her either. The mom and them did not respond to her the same way they did to the other girl. They liked her way more.
He should have chose the biracial girl.
So no, he was trying to redo his parents' relationship with his white mama and the black daddy, and he wanted to be a better black daddy to a white mother.
It's not.
Oh Lord Jesus, my brain hurt. That sounds stupid.
But that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That is what happens. Whatever childhood wound you see, or especially from the view of you as a child, you see in your parents, you try to fix that in your spouse. You do.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Repeat that.
Whatever you see from your view as a child as your parents' pain, their stuff, the thing that you felt was hurting them, that they couldn't give to you what you needed, you try to heal that in your spouse.
Yep.
Not your children.
He gonna go and pick another white girl?
No, he gonna pick a black girl now.
I don't know.
Oh, now he's traumatized. So now he's gonna probably pick a black woman. Because the white woman was dressed up in plantation clothes.
They didn't work my nerves.
But your white mama left your daddy because he was dicking around, but just took the kids and up and left. And he came home and the kids was not at home. And I was like, you need to talk to your white mama.
Okay, Koya, question. So what's your thoughts on Haley and Jacob?
Oh, we're giving them permission to break up, right?
Yeah.
They need it.
Okay.
I
don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch them do this to each other.
And Jake needs his own like Bachelor type of reboot show where he gets to meet a girl who loves the 80s and they can go live happily ever after.
I agree.
cute.
I
They
just
have a
don't
steak and eggs
understand.
themed
I'm very scared for our alcoholic couple
He needs
pilot.
his Amelia. He needs his
Oh,
Me
Amelia.
too. I think that
I'm
I
scared
do
for
agree.
her. I'm scared for her.
I think that he has a very violent side, a very
I-
controlling side,
Something's not right.
and I don't like it. I don't. Oh yeah, Michelle is gonna be the new bat. Is her name Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle's one of the new bachelorettes.
That other girl gonna be one too, which I don't understand.
And they should. How did she? She did not deserve that.
She did not. I didn't like that pick.
Okay, I'm glad we agree upon that.
Like, that girl is
Wow.
Katie did not deserve that. Okay,
He's not that entertaining to carry the show.
but I think that yeah, Haley and Jacob need a permission slip to go home. I think that our other couple is concerning me. I think she is going to be trapped in that relationship because she wants to be loved so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't realize that our drunk little wild child needed it that bad until I saw this, and I was like, this is not a good relationship for her.
Mm-mm.
She's way more vulnerable than I thought. And then when I heard like her daddy stuff and like how she was raised, I was like, that's why she's got so many dudes around. Like it's her safety net. That's all. It's just a safety net. So I was like that when my dad was out of our lives. Me and my sister have a lot of male friends. We have mostly male friends. So because we just didn't have that safety net there. Yeah, I mean, and Bree and Vinny, I'm fine with where they are. They have like a really regular relationship.
Yeah,
And I feel really sad for whatever came up. I was a little confused by the therapy that came up with Claire. I feel like they I don't know how we got sidetracked, and then like she's revealing she's never had emotional sex. Like I didn't know how we got to that point.
I think we missed a couple steps, but we got there.
And I wasn't sure if that was. I don't feel like she explained it well, though. I don't think that's what she experienced for real. I think she's just triggered right now because her husband is not moving towards her. But I think it was more like she was in casual situations, caught feelings for some of them, and they just didn't in some of the situations. But I don't think it was as like
she said she
like
was in
her
the
molding her stuff. If you love them, then you were love making them though. Like so, you still had feelings for them in some way, you know. Like so, for her to say she wasn't capable of it, I thought that was weird.
Well,
That's confusing to me.
Because if you were,
she was
giving him permission to have sex. Like if you ain't feeling it, that's cool. I ain't really feeling it either. Let's do it. I think that like she was giving him permission. Like if I say I'm not having no emotional attachment to it,
but y'all, what's he trying to build?
Do it better. I don't care.
Y'all, but what is Ryan trying to build to?
That's the question.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know anything about.
He's trying to build privacy.
I ain't trying to build to them cameras is cut off.
Yes, that's what he's trying to build to. I'm trying to build to privacy. I'm trying to.
I gotta give a shout out to my mother who's been holding down the comments and letting people in and out of the room while I was multitasking. I still ain't home. I still ain't home. My mother is down there at home and I still ain't in the house.
I know. I was like, wait, what's happening? I was like, I don't know what's going on.
So I'm gonna have to catch up, but I want to say that I can no longer speak on Paige and Chris.
Okay, you have to say something about Paige and Chris.
Because they need to come to the office for their permission.
I asked my sister, who is a therapist, I said, you know, like, can you be her therapist and tell her that she has no self-worth? Can you just tell her? Because I just need somebody to tell her. Because she don't understand it. So just tell her. Like, just tell her
that. She knows it's wrong.
No, she don't. No, she don't.
She do. If that's what it is, it's like,
no, I'm clear.
That happens, and then she gets off right after.
I'm clear. She doesn't know. Like, I am clear this woman
Koya
really believes her own reflection.
Koya. A part of her. Right. A part of her.
Oh yeah, no.
Knows.
Right.
But the bigger part of her that she lives in
is unaware.
I just think she's committed. I think she's well aware. That's why she's
that much commitment. There's something broken. That much
she's dumb.
Yeah, she's not. Now, see, that's what I was saying. I was trying to be more empathetic today.
I'm trying, but she's really working my nerves.
I got sad.
Yeah,
I was sad watching it.
When the episode's end, she be like, "I'm a survivor. I will not stop."
I can't stand you, Evita.
You definitely cannot fix stupid, but I think it's just sad, and he comes in like a child. He's a whole toddler, like he's a toddler all the time. He's just like, "Hi guys, hi. I don't know. I'm gonna get my baby mama a whole new car, and I'm gonna tell you after the fact." Like, you're a dick.
You're like, what's the point of it? No,
and then he asked her, like, "What do you think about that?
What do you think about that, nigga? What I think?" I said, "Are we going to get my Benz tomorrow?"
This is what I think about that. You want me to hit you, bro? Just tell me you want me to punch you in the face.
You want to have that kind of sex?
You deserve to be abused like you've been abusing me physically. So
I cannot believe this man.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, I'm just gonna go get us some food," and she's like, "And so we're just gonna sit here and eat this food."
He don't want to play cards. He don't want to play Monopoly. He don't want to write a list.
My mom was yelling at the TV. She just kept saying, "That's because he just wants to have sex." She's like, he just wanted to say sex. She was like, "Well, we can play basketball."
So you can feel on my butt while you checking me? Not stupid. Like,
she got carry out food. She got carry out food, and his ex got a Benz. Okay,
right. That's all he concerned
Put
about.
that in perspective, Paige. Put it in perspective.
Couldn't even get hand cut fries. Still mad about that. Crinkle fries. You got the crinkle frozen fries. Couldn't even get the hand cut fries. You got cold side, cold. You didn't get like greens.
Fries be good though.
But crinkle fries is bomb though.
It don't taste good when you realize somebody got a Benz and you eating fries.
Hello.
Okay, and the thing, Chris said he spent $3,000 to $4,000 a month on carry out. He brings us fried chicken, coleslaw, and French fries. He should be bringing me a stuffed salmon fillet with asparagus.
Why we didn't have a 5-star meal? I don't understand.
Right.
And a glass of wine or something.
He didn't deserve that.
And fried
lobster. Did not deserve a personal chef. Something.
It's true.
Ooh, a personal chef. That would have been nice.
He could have laid it out for her. But he
doesn't care. He doesn't care, and he knows this woman not going nowhere.
He came with Church's chicken.
This nigga said he came with Church's chicken.
Church's chicken is good though. It's delicious.
It's not.
Church's chicken has delicious fried okra.
Fried okra is good.
Fried okra.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
But they chicken not so much.
No, the chicken's not that great. But the fried okra, the sides is bomb.
He don't even want that Subway no more.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't want her. He doesn't want her.
Absolutely
not. And he should stop. He needs to stop.
I don't think so anymore.
I think he lost it.
It's now closed.
He lost his part. He lost his part
himself. He said the Subway is closed. He posted that himself.
Wow.
He not part owner. He not part owner.
I am just really upset.
You know what? I need a bit of Paige peace. Like when you be in business meeting and people be saying crazy stuff, and Paige just be sitting there like, "Oh wow, that's okay."
She reminds me of a girl that's had a lobotomy. Like I'm like, did she have a lobotomy? Like she just be like,
that's fake. Because you see she going off on every other time. Like, she only does that when she's in front of him.
She's like don't say that, Chris.
She's like,
I'm done. That girl, I am so, like I was saying, like at the beginning of the show, our episode is that I've never been so exhausted from watching a TV program. I'm like, me and Jennifer are literally like, I'm kind of done watching this.
I'm
like,
so triggered by my old self.
I know your old self was like 4 episodes ago. You not this. You
Yeah,
not
you're
this.
not
No.
this person no more.
You have no one has ever been through this much stuff with a person in 25 days.
I've done some dumb shit, but not in
In 25 days?
No, more like 5 to 10 years.
We
But yeah.
Okay, that's
too, but not this quickly.
Yeah.
Not this quickly, like, unfold like this. Like this,
No.
dog me out to my girls behind my back, offer up my ovaries before you even know my middle name. Things like that.
He got that. He got something special happening in them pants or something, because she lost her whole brain. Her whole brain. Her whole brain just was like
in his pants.
I actually think it's probably not that great either.
I don't either. Look how his pants.
But Jen, I was just trying to make something make sense.
No, it don't make sense. Not going
Nothing.
Nothing's gonna make this make sense.
But can it make that much sense for somebody to dick you down, but to slander you like this?
I mean, I have done some dumb shit for some dick, but I've done dumb shit for dick. But the allowance that she's giving him, so expandable.
I've never been
like, even last week, I was sick, like watching them like have that conversation outside last week when they were like, I was mad at production. I was just like, I can't watch y'all anymore. You're triggering like 21-year-old Koya and like 25-year-old Koya.
Maybe she feels like she'll miss something if she goes home.
Her sanity. She'll miss her sanity.
No, like the hustle and bustle, the cameras all around. Like, I like this feeling. Maybe I'll miss something. So let's just about a relationship in the beginning of this. She said, I just want to have friendship. Then when he was talking about going on dates, she was like, I don't even want to go on a date with you. I'm not there yet. I just want to have conversation or something. Maybe it's just like she just don't want to go home.
I mean,
she is at home
right now.
Yo, the therapist had me cracking up. The therapist was like, she just asked you for some communication during the day, and you talking about going out.
But I'm just mad because Viviana and everybody keeps trying to put them back together. For the second, it's like, no, you see the shit is not right. It's toxic as fuck. Chris is not right. All this is wrong. Let them get them a divorce. Y'all divorce them.
Nobody really wants them together, but
no.
I think nobody wants them together.
No, everybody asks her. So why are you still here? What's happening?
Bring me my bag.
What's happening? She keeps saying why she's still there, and if she's committed to staying,
because she's in covenant.
Oh my God!
Stop it!
Sorry, but that's why she's there, right? Like, that's the only reason that she can say why she's still there.
She don't want to be a failure in marriage. That's the that makes sense. Like, she don't like this. She can't like this man.
No,
like herself right now. Like,
no, she doesn't like herself. She doesn't like herself.
Doesn't. I mean, but she doesn't. I don't know if she doesn't know she doesn't like herself. You know how like you have low self-esteem and you don't, but you don't really know that's the root. And then you know how like there are
I mean, most of us don't know the root when it's happening.
What I'm saying, hold on, but you know, like, on other days where you did something and you like, I don't like how I was today. You know what I mean? Like, she's not even at that point where she can look and say, what did I do today? Like, I don't know why I acted.
When she said the word friendship, I got upset. Like, dear, there's not even that here. He doesn't respect you as a friend at all. Literally, so when she said that word friendship, I got irritated. Like, there's no friendship to save.
It must be in the bag.
He literally only brought her food so they can have sex. That's it. No, seriously, that's the exchange.
Why is
Like,
it all
okay,
zipped up?
you
There
want
it
to
is.
do?
I didn't do
Oh,
that.
oh,
Mhm.
okay. Oh, so we not having sex. That's literally the only reason why he's coming is to see if he can have sex. And then when he realizes he can't have sex, then he's done. He's out. Like
Mhm.
that's why he didn't come prepared for Bible study because he wanted to minister to her. He didn't want to actually like have
The
you know.
expert was like, so yeah, what are you doing? Like she kept looking at him like, bruh, let her go, son. Like she
Yeah.
really wanted to tell him like, you're being gross, let her go, because she's dumb and she doesn't get it.
Yeah. I agree with you, Roz. I do. I still stand by saying like he came to minister to her, what you were saying. And when he realized the energy wasn't there, it wasn't gonna happen. He was like,
Mhm.
well,
I think she's
let
chosen
me
to
take
stay
care of my
against
exit
all
strategy.
odds.
I got a Benz.
I think she stayed against all odds. I think she stayed, even though her friends told her to leave. I think her family told her to leave the show. I think everybody told Paige to leave.
But
You
she's
have
standing
to?
showing that he's gonna change the game.
I think they have, y'all. That's why we haven't seen them.
But she's saying 99 in a
I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, dude.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. You mean
I can't stand you tonight.
I can say that to be to me and be to grew up at the same church when we was kids. So
boy. She is holding on. She's trying to reach 100. 99 and a half. She ever heard it 100 times.
I'm ready to
That's
the
what you
whole
was
entire family and
Woo!
for 24 hours. Where are her line sisters at? Delphus? Where y'all at? Where are her line sisters at?
She not talking.
They text her and tell her
told
to
her to
get
leave.
the Bible face off the TV because they don't want to be a part of this
They don't want to
foolishness.
be a part of it. They do not. No one wants to be a part of it, guys.
It has
After
to be
this
that.
episode, they was like, "Hello, Paige. Do you mind taking off that Delta Bible cover? Don't put that in the shots no more. Love you."
That was the most subtlest Delta thing, like a little piece of the cover, just enough we can know, like, God damn it, where are line sisters at?
You saw the letters. You saw all three of them.
Where you taking at? What was your nickname?
And if you a black person, you know exactly what that was. I was like, oh, so she is a Delta. I was like, get your girl.
I definitely will be making a call. Like, could you take that Zeta stuff off the internet? This is not. Go ahead and remove that. Next episode, just take it off. Thank you.
So stressful.
Yeah, I saw that.
So stressful.
Pulled that Bible out. I said,
Oh my
yeah,
God. Well,
Delta.
it's getting late, y'all. So let's wrap our little session up. Any final comments? What are we looking for? I know we're all exhausted, but what are we looking forward to with the approaching to the end of the show? Who are you most excited about next episode? And we can go ahead and close it out.
Huh?
I'm excited for Haley to finally tell Jacob it ain't it.
Yeah.
Free herself.
Free yourself, girl.
She showed emotion for the first time in how many weeks? Like we ain't seen her show. She actually cried on this episode, and on the next episode we're seeing tears, like full emotion from her. Like so, I'm with that. Peter. I hope.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic for you.
You don't know what it's like, dude.
Somebody in the
There we
background.
go.
Oh,
There we go. She muted herself.
all right. All right. Alicia, what you looking forward to? I know it's been a lot, but how can we gain the courage to keep going? Looking forward to the end.
I agree. I'm looking forward to, I think, for Clara to continue to be honest with Ryan about what she needs. He's not going to be honest with her. I'm hopeful. I'll put out some hope there that maybe hopefully he might respond to her vulnerability, like tearing up and like where she truly felt kind of almost like helpless, like I don't know what to do about this. And I didn't really see like an emotional response from him, of like even like showing up emotionally for her. Like
he was rubbing her fingers. You see that?
I didn't see that. I had to look. He was rubbing. Okay.
He don't have to have no emotional response because he is getting his sexual energy released in her mouth, and that is all that it really.
I cannot.
We been saying that all this episode, okay? That's what I've been saying. He's good, okay?
I was like, poor baby.
Sure.
He's good. He's not.
He said, like, you should get on Amazon to get what you need to get what you need.
He said, sure.
Yeah. Sure. I want to see something different from Ryan. I want to see something different from him. I don't believe I'm going to see anything different from him, but I want to see something different for Clara's sake. I feel like she deserves that, especially because she's being so vulnerable in more than one way. I'm looking forward to Jake being free. I feel like he needs to be free and find somebody who appreciates, his physique and his steak and eggs and his 80s, and his honesty, how he's showing up. He needs somebody who's gonna appreciate that, and Haley ain't it. And I'm looking forward to I hope Dr. Cal come back next episode. I just need some more. I need them to be present every episode in order for me to be okay in watching these episodes. I need them to be present. I know they're not gonna, but that would really give me comfort so I can make it to the end, for sure. But I don't have any hope for Paige and Chris. The only hope is that she learns from this experience. Chris ain't gonna learn, so that's that. And the Eric and Virginia, that's
toxic.
Yeah, that's the situation.
They didn't even show her drinking that much this episode. Y'all notice that? Like
I did notice that. Yeah.
Like they didn't show her drink. She wasn't vodka this week.
No, she wasn't vodka this episode. No, she wasn't drinking a lot.
She was super fragile this episode.
Yeah, she was.
She was super fragile. And I'm only looking forward to one couple. I don't care about the rest.
Yeah, I don't. I'm proud of Vicente. I'm proud of Vicente for being open, and I'm hoping that he'll be willing to use his words next time he gets triggered. We'll see.
Yeah,
because he's still pretty young.
Yeah,
in his mindset. So I'm hoping. That's all.
Not a daddy presence to really even show him what proper language and what you think Jennifer looking forward to or not looking forward to?
I saw that Paige and Chris is gonna be playing basketball next week.
Yes, he's gonna cop a feel.
No, I'm gonna be frowned up at the TV at some point. I like to see more Vincent and Brianna, more talking and communicating with them. I really am starting to become more scared for Eric and Virginia. I do what I said from the beginning. I'm standing by it. He's crazy. But I don't know if she's going to be able to exit the relationship. I think they are one of the couples that are still together, actually.
That's what I think.
They said it's 1 and 2, so I think they the
I hope not.
Did she freeze or is it just me?
No, she froze.
Yeah, she did freeze.
She was saying that it's 2 couples. My mom was telling me there was 2 couples that they kind of confirmed.
Yeah.
I know that I believe that is Vincent and Brianna were one of them, and I think my mom could not remember which couple it was.
I think it's Eric and because they had dinner. Like, it was out to dinner and stuff.
Don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only other option.
Yeah.
But I want her to be go free. I'm scared for y'all. I think I felt like I saw another human on this episode.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't think what we thought she was is like, it was just like I felt really different. Like it felt pedophile-ish, like she's too young to be on the show. Like she just didn't feel safe enough to be on this show at all.
Yeah.
My mom was like, she looked different. I was like, she looked like a child.
She did look different.
Clean.
Yeah.
I told my husband, I said, her hair is washed. It's like,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, because her hair is filthy every episode.
Yeah, it's like she looked really different. I don't know if she hasn't been.
She said her hair looks washed.
But I mean, culturally, I feel like she was on point with that response.
Yes, I just.
Like, she looked really different this episode, and I do feel like we got to know her, and I feel like the alcohol is a cover up to keep her in an inebriated
yeah.
state.
I'm actually very concerned about her.
Deal with all stuff that she's really going through or whatever.
And I think she really believes this man, y'all, because he all be all like, I'm going to teach you to be to be this. And I've been, like, I think she's now going to believe it. Like, it might be going into like brainwash land.
Yeah, he contradicts himself though. Like
he's crazy.
Like, yeah, those things.
He was like, "Oh no, I wouldn't change my thoughts about religion." And I told my mom, I said, "Mom, the problem with this is she doesn't want to say this, but the stuff that she's talking about, if she would have compromised his views, it's going to be about hate. He has some hatred views that she doesn't agree with." And I was like, she can't change her views to align with his. Yeah, that's dangerous.
I just want the producers to be like, "Your lease is up." Cut the tape.
Your lease is up. That's it.
Yeah.
Go back to your home.
Right. Like, it's over.
Because Eric be talking too much. He be doing too much. I just be waiting for him to like pull out a switch and make her go pick a switch off the bush outside or some shit.
No.
Like, give me a switch. That's not the right size.
No.
Go get a smaller, skinnier one.
Yeah,
I think it's more like Elmira, where he wants to love her and love her and love her and love her until the person that he wants her to be.
Oh, Elmira, like
trying to squeeze all of her out
until she just passes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Until she becomes.
Y'all, I love y'all. I love talking to y'all. But I got to go too.
Yeah, we about to close it out. Yeah, we gotta go because we had still at the shop. We gotta go. Yeah. So I want to end it out. I'm gonna just say that I am looking forward to the end. I am thoroughly excited by this, and I don't really care what happens from now until decision day. I episode, and I want you to tell me who was together. Before that, no. Yeah. I want the episode, the ending episode. I want to know what happens at the end. Then take me to the next episode, like 3 months when they bring everybody back.
I just want a reunion.
This is torture for me. Like, I don't like all this. I mean, the only couple that looks like a realistic couple that's having real shit going on is and Brianna. That's the reality is what I see.
Yeah, and that's real.
See what real shit looks like. Wants to see something positive, wants to see what happens. This is so annoying, and it's not positive, and it's just ratings. And I really feel like whoever said it, and I think we all said it. I just think that they totally missed the mark with every single couple. Really, even Brianna and Vincent, really, but they're working it out. I think they missed the mark with every single couple, and like there's big things, like even with Claire and Ryan, the fact that he's totally not spiritual or a Christian, and he is, that's major.
Yeah. Eric wanting kids so soon. Yeah, Eric wanting children so soon, and his mate not even sure.
All these are major situations that somehow were rushed and overlooked. And just like Elizabeth said earlier, and they're not addressing anything about the pandemic, and that could be showing up in their personalities and a lot of situations. So I just want to leave it out by saying that, and I'm over all of it. We'll be back next Thursday, even though I'm over. We're gonna be talking about it, and she'll be front of the TV looking crazy. She was looking last night with her neck all down. She was like, all before this shit last night, both looking angry. Like, are you serious? Like, what is this about? Like, I need a therapist to talk about Married at First Sight because
right.
to pay somebody to talk me through this and why I feel this way. So, to everybody,
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
What church did y'all grow up in? Because y'all said y'all grew up in the same church, and now y'all got inside jokes. I want to know which church.
Which church me and Evita went and grew up.
Inbox me.
You go, Alicia.
We grew up at Christian Tabernacle. Yeah.
Oh, C-Tab.
Y'all was a C-Tab.
Okay.
For a long periodical time.
Oh yeah. Long time. I mean, back when they was really wearing them Easter dresses, you know. That's long back then. Yeah.
Amen. Mm-hmm. All right, so thank you to everybody that joined us at any point this evening. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back for our Married at First Sight recap next Thursday at about 8 o'clock with Koya, me, Jen, Alicia. Avita will be somewhere. Ross will be somewhere. We'll bring them in. Elizabeth will be somewhere. Shawnee B and Jen and everybody else is watching. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Koya. Thank you, Miss Gaudet, for holding down behind the scenes. And later.